Hello artist, welcome to another vlog where I share with you what is happening in my studio. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Irit. I'm an intuitive color-led artist based in Austria and Europe, and on my channel I share my artsy adventures. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment. Let me know if you like to see these longer videos, and of course I invite you to subscribe and hit or ring the bell so you are notified every time I post a new video. So grab a cup of coffee. There's lots of colorful goodness coming your way, and yeah, enjoy. This long video will start with this fun little process video, and I'll just walk you through what I was doing here and what I was thinking. And then I have a little haul, and then there is some chatting, and I'll show you some of the changes and developments that happened to that large canvas that you saw in the previous vlog. So a lot has changed, but in the end of this vlog, you will see the almost finished version of it, which I'm very happy with. So I think it is soon time to take it off my easel, or off the easel, and bring in the next canvas. It's really a priority for me to create larger work and larger canvases. It's really fun. It's very freeing. It's very therapeutic. And that is really what I'm committed to. And I'm hoping to, every time I finish a pack of canvases, I'm hoping to order a larger pack next. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, here I am sketching with some Neocolor 2s. These are, I think, because I see the colors are really nice, and the Neocolor 2 have more colors than Neocolor 1 for some reason. But you can see I'm just sketching things here in sort of a rainbow order. I didn't really know where this would go. As you can see, this is like one of these Concertina sketchbooks, which I talked about in a previous video, I want to say. I think I did. But anyway, these are really fun, and you can, you know, the nice thing about them is they are quite compact, but they do have a surprisingly large amount of pages. I mean, obviously it depends on the sketchbook, but there are a few from different brands, and hopefully I can do a little comparison. So let me know in the comments if you would like to see comparisons of these kinds of sketchbooks. I think they're a lot of fun. I think they have some very obvious advantages that I can see as someone who paints kind of quickly. I don't spend a ton of time on one page. If you have like super detailed work, then probably you don't need such a thing. But if you work loosely and you want to be able to work on several things at the same time, so you can move around and jump around from one thing to the other, if you're not sure kind of where, you know, a certain page is going to, then you can do something else as you figure that out. Also, I think I also mentioned that point in another video, hopefully not this video, so I'm not repeating myself too much. But this is a great sketchbook to work on with kids, and you can make these yourself very, very, very easily. So if you don't want to splurge, or you don't have these available for you, where you are, then just take a paper that you like and, you know, start folding, and then glue some of them together. You can glue as many as you want, and then you can attach like cardboard or an old book cover and make these really fun accordion books. And they work especially well with kids because you can kind of paint together at the same time, and you only need to carry one sketchbook with you. So I just find them to be a lot of fun, and I have a couple in my stash, and I'm going to use them, and I'll share my impressions with you. So actually the initial sketch, I didn't think a ton about it. I mostly was just sketching some shapes. There are a few recognizable things like that palm tree and, you know, some flowers, sort of, some dome shapes that always reminds me of Greece. So you see that subject repeatedly appear in my work. But mostly it was just kind of as placeholders. And then I started adding paint, and truthfully, probably covered a lot with the paint. So I'm not sure if this process completely made sense, but you know, it is really easy. Even if you cover things up, I think it's just much easier to start with something as opposed to the blank page. And of course, I didn't do this, but of course you can. I mean, maybe I did it more as this progressed, but especially there on the left side, I kind of covered most things with paint. So I didn't really pay attention to those marks. But what I could have done maybe differently was maybe I should have started with that colorful layer. So just like adding those blocks of acrylic paint and then doing these sketches. So you can play around with the order of using your different mediums. I feel that is a great part of the process to focus on, because you can really find those combinations that work for you, those materials that work well together, and the ones that just like bring you joy when you use them. So for me, it's like using a lot of matte paints, so acrylic paint with a matte finish, that really pays off later for me in the process. Besides the fact that I do find myself being drawn to that matte look, that like flatness of the paint, it also makes layering on top of these paints with particularly pencils easier. So if you don't care about the finish of your work, or if you love working with, let's say, acrylic markers, it doesn't really matter if you use matte acrylic paint or not. But if you like to paint, to sketch with pencils and just enjoy that tactile experience of sketching with pencils on top of paint, which I personally love, I love the look of it and I love the actual process of it, then it is really important to find paint that works well with that and pencils that work well with that. And so I really encourage you to kind of spend time and think about those combination of products that you like to pair together. Obviously, this is more relevant if you're a mixed media painter, but also, let's say, if you use purely acrylics, you might find that you enjoy starting with like heavy body paint, and then you enjoy adding acrylic markers, and then you like adding inks, or the other way around. So I think that just really adds to the whole experience of creating work, and it just makes it easier and really gets you into that flow when you have a particular order that you know works for you. You kind of always have a place to go to. So this was it for this little session, and now I have a little haul to share with you. Oh, my voice did a weird thing. A little haul to share with you. I'll show you first the boring stuff and then some of the colors that I got, and hopefully I can swatch them for you. So I was showing in my last video, I think it was last, these pieces that I painted on, and that was really, really fun. So I decided to get a few more from two kinds, and I'll show you. These are already covered in gesso, and you can see they're made from the, like, my shop's own brand, Personnel. So these are 20 by 20. They're really fun. I have experience with them, and they're actually cheaper than these. I probably should have gotten these ones, although the sides are a little bit thicker, and I think I prefer these ones. You see they're a little bit thin. So this is 20 by 20 centimeters. These are 25 by 25. I got two of each because I like working on two at the same time, although I might work on all four at the same time. We'll see. the nice thing about these pieces is you don't have to frame them to hang them. And then I got 2 of these notebooks. I don't think they have like a brand on them. I don't know. This is what it says. Honestly, I have no idea who makes these, but I already got one for my daughter. We always sketch together and paint together. She really, really loved it. It has some nice paper. I wouldn't use a lot of like wet media, but for pencils and markers and pastels, it's really fun to use. Also paint if you don't use a ton of water. So these are really nice and large. If you have, you know, artistic, creative kids, it's really fun for them to have a larger space to paint on. And this way, you know, it's really cute. It's like a sketchbook. It's very easy to keep if you want to keep your kids' artwork. And it's just so much easier than a pile of papers. So I highly recommend going with these kinds of notebooks for your kids. And you can also buy smaller ones and take them with you everywhere, which is what I do. And then I got a few colors. I'll zoom you in. Some inks that were calling to me. I decided, despite the fact that I have quite a few yellow inks, I don't know, I felt like I wanted a few colors missing, like that a few colors were kind of missing, or some I had only in the liquid acrylic formula, fluid acrylic they're called, like, you know, like these that come in these like little bottles. You can see in a recent video I swatched all of these. So they're not like ink. They are less fluid, and I really enjoy having a very, very fluid formula. So I'll show you the colors that I got. This one they're all Amsterdam. And I think they are all opaque. I'm really into opaque. No, this one is not opaque. I'll show you. So this is Naples Yellow Red Light. It's kind of an anemic color. We'll see how it works with the other colors. This one I think I was most excited about. This is Naples Yellow Deep. Yeah, this is cute. Oh, I see you have to shake these. Yeah, that's really pretty. I have a hair. And I got Azo Yellow Deep. This one is transparent. I just wanted something very similar to this Marigold from Holbein. I didn't check if they have this in ink, but the Holbein inks are quite expensive. They're lovely, but they are expensive. The Amsterdam ones are easier for me to get. So this one is Azo Yellow Deep. You can see it's quite an orangey yellow. It reads a little bit less orangey on screen. So got these. Then I restocked on the Lucas Gesso. I don't think there's anything really unique to it, but I like the price and I like the package. It's just, you cut the tip here and then you have this cap. It's just really easy to work with, and it doesn't get as dirty as a lot of these kinds of caps get. So I really like the Lucas bottles. They're very, very easy to work with. And then another color that I tried, I don't know if I'm gonna open it now, is this one. So Lucas has also liquid paints. This one doesn't seem actually so liquid. Yeah, it's not, can't say it's super liquid. Let's see, maybe I can add a little bit of medium to it. But it's a pretty color. And yeah, actually, yeah, that's pretty. It's Indian yellow, so kind of standard. Sorry, you can't see that. Supposed to be liquid, but I can't say that it really is, you see? That's not really liquid. But I like the color. So we'll see how that goes. And then I wanted to try a couple of colors before I commit to a larger tube. Well, I wanted to try this. This is Sky Blue Light. Not sure if it's my kind of blue. We'll see. Maybe it'll be good for mixing greens. I can't tell. And then this one, I was really on the hunt for like a good purple, and those are really hard to find. So it might need a bit of color mixing. Yeah, probably. I wouldn't use this straight from the tube. This is called Ultramarine Violet. And that's it. That's what I got. Good morning. Let me show you what is going on right now here. Few things changed. If you watched my previous vlog, then you know that the big painting that I'm about to show you looked very, very different. I've had a bit of, I was just playing around and really bringing my emotions to the canvas. Probably not in the use of colors, because I have a very specific color palette that I love, that makes me happy, and I didn't feel the need to diverge from that. But it got a lot messier. So I'm just going to show you so you can see what I'm talking about. Oh, I'll also show you what's on my desk right now. I'll start with that. So on my desk I have this, it's called like a zigzag book, I want to say, or a concertina. And this was inspired, I actually took it to a little vacation, and you can see I sketched with watercolors. I was just like experimenting with all kinds of things. I haven't really found my style when it comes to sketching away from my studio. Working on it. I can't even say I'm getting there, but I have to kind of figure out the kind of materials and techniques that I would be happy with outside sketching. But anyway, I was inspired by Betty Franks, as usual. I'm a bit obsessed with her right now. Hyper-focused, let's call it. Because I just find watching her enjoyable, and I find that I can kind of implement all kinds of things that she does to make them work for me. So she was working on this little accordion thing, and I didn't feel like making my own because I already had this sketchbook. So I'll just show you, I think... No, this is not from Hanemühle. Sorry, this is from Fabriano. Actually, I didn't remember. This is from Fabriano. It's watercolor paper. It's okay. I can't tell you it's like my favorite paper ever. But it's okay. And it is quite sturdy. So it definitely has a little bit more of kind of a luxurious feel, or like a little bit a nicer feel than just like really thin paper, and it does handle watercolor well. So I do think it's a really fun option to take when you're traveling. It was just, I wanted to play around, and I started sketching, and then I started bringing in color, and it was really, really fun. So I think I will continue with this. You can see I just continued to paint on the cover. I think I'll continue with this because this was so enjoyable, and it's very kind of small. You don't have to commit too much to this project. So I really like it. Yeah. And then let me show you the big piece. Okay, I turned it sideways so you can see better. I'm really more into a kind of portrait orientation at the moment, so I'll probably return it, but here's what happened. So I kind of kept the color areas the same, but you can see it became a lot messier with less shapes. It makes me happy because the colors make me happy, and it was also really, really fun to make and just be a bit more free. But I don't know where this is going, so I have to think a little bit about it. Or I might just call it finished for now and move on to the next canvas. So what I'll probably do is take a couple of pictures of it and kind of, you know, crop them so I don't see the rest of my room around it. And that, many times, that helps reveal obvious issues or problems that I would like to fix. I do think it's probably a little bit busy, but I'm not sure how I want to tone it down. So one way would be, for example, to create like a bit color blocks or go over certain areas with one color. Could be white, maybe white, because just white, I think, brings calm and helps me declutter my paintings. So that would be one strategy that I might consider. Or another strategy would be to kind of clean some of these crazy edges where the colors meet. So like this is very, very messy. This also here. So maybe just, you know, create kind of straighter lines. Like this one here is less crazy. So that's a bit a calmer line. I don't like a lot of diagonals in my work, I found out. So I do prefer kind of horizontal or vertical lines. That's just my current aesthetics. So I have to think about it. But yeah, this is where we're at. It's kind of cool. It's fun. There's more layers here, but I think because of the color blocks, it doesn't feel to me too crazy that I just kind of lose interest, that it's too ugly for me, that I don't know what to do with it. But I do need to kind of take some time to think where I want this to go. I think I will add more white, but I'm not sure where and how. So sometimes it does happen, at least it seems like it happened to me, that I do have kind of a clear idea of what I want to do in just one specific point of the painting. And that is this area here. What this is like really calling me to put some sort of like a light purple at first layer that I want to make, and then we'll see. It's just, I have to calm this area down. And because there's blue and pink here, my brain says, let's put purple in the middle, because that's what you get when you mix pink and blue. Probably want it a bit lighter, but this is a good place to start. Now I feel like I want to maybe blend it with some of the pink. I think that kind of got me closer to where I want to be. The lines are very important. You see where these areas meet, like the super light colors and the super dark colors, that will be a point where the viewer's eye will immediately go to, because it's such a high contrast. So it has to look right. If it doesn't look right, then it's very, very noticeable. There are certain things you can get away with when you're painting, and then other things, they are not working, it will be very, very noticeable. And value is one of those things. They say value does all the work and color gets all the credit. I agree with that to a certain point, because I love color. But there's definitely something to it. Feeling that I got. And here's a way where you can test it if, you know, you want to follow these emotions. Actually, I probably should do that also. I really want to add some ultramarine here. So I'm not even sure how that would look on camera. But yeah, that is really calling me. So I'm gonna do that now. And I'm actually just going to use pure ultramarine for this. But this is much better. It's a bit calmer. Maybe this is the direction that maybe I'll do kind of this process, something similar in different areas. So you see this is like very, very busy. This is also quite busy. Here there's a lot going on, and this is a bit calmer, but still interesting. So yeah, I'm happy about that. And I'm also going to open my little concertina accordion that I showed you before, because I have some leftover paint that I like. So I think I will use it. If you have paint you like, then, but you don't know what to do with it on the piece that you're working on, then just start working on something else. Little bit of a rainbow vomit situation, but this makes me very happy. Here's the little thing. I just find this is so cute and inspirational, and you can, you know, keep these on hand, write things on them, use them as like journals. And then here, this is a little bit simpler. And I used this lovely yarn. So this was just like boring black. Now it's not so boring. And I think this whole concertina accordion sketchbook, I think I'll just fill it with color because that really makes me happy. Okay, I think I'm done with this one. A lot of stuff went on it since like in the last couple of days, but I'm really happy with where it's at, and mostly like the little moments, which I've noticed is really a theme. So what I really love are the little moments. Yeah, a lot of things happened here, a lot of different layers, but I think you can see that still it's mostly kept to this like tone on tone. And I think now that I'm looking at it, I'll probably clean up a little bit of, yeah, like this area here. It has a little bit of like cute colors like this. Sorry if the camera movement is a little bit too hectic, but here I'll probably clear this, like clean it, or add some textured white paint on it, because I really like how this is looking, right? So this is like another little moment. And then here I have some of these colors that are making me happy, and a lot of this is, I mean, this is paint, but here we have some oil sticks. So maybe I'll show you some of the ones that I used. And here, this is also, like, this is an oil stick. You can see it's still wet. So it'll need a few days to cure, but unlike oil pastels, the sticks are basically oil paint in stick form. So that is really nice that they will cure. Here there's also like all of this. This is oil sticks, and again here with it is like this sagey color. Maybe I'll do a little swatching. So I really like this moment here, what is happening. Then this one also makes me happy with a touch of that like light violet, and then like all the blues and a little bit of depth from the indigo. Scribble, scribble. Most of the scribbles are oil sticks again. I'm not happy with the pinks, of course, because you can see they're kind of muted compared to my bright pinks. But there is one that is really fluorescent from Sennelier. I'll show you that. So that one I'm happy with. And then here we have a little, like a little pastel moment. which I really like. And also here, just like this little bit with the black and white and like neon reddish, pinkish stuff. So I really like that. And then here there's also just like these little moments that are happening that I really like. At the top there you have like this light buttery yellow with some purples. That combination always makes me happy. And yeah, this little rainbow strip here, and here all kinds of like tone on tone with different shades of yellow. So that is a little bit of a close-up here. There's also like a combo that I really like, teals next to these kind of peachy pinks. Really like that combo with a little bit of white in the middle. I do like that separation of white, you can see from like these blocks of paint. So a lot of the same things that I've been doing just on a big canvas. And here I have, this is what I do when I really, really, really don't know what to do and I have zero inspiration and creativity in my body, like at this moment. So some of this kind of inspired me to add a few things on the canvas, but really for the most of it, this was completely going through the motion of like doing something. And it does make me happy because it is based on, you know, colors that I love and kind of that rainbow order. My brain always loves that. But this is where I go to when I am very, very uninspired. So I wanted to show you, and I think that will be, sorry, let me just put it down so you don't get dizzy. I think this will be the end of this vlog. And I'm happy I can end it on actually quite a happy note because, yeah, I think really with the exception of like that area here, I think this is done. And I think it'll look really great framed or unframed on a wall. So really, really happy about this piece.